So today I'm going to do a review of a healthy alternative to soda called Olipop, if any of y'all have heard about it. It was started in 2018, so it's a pretty new business. So what is Olipop? Get to it, Lana. I know. You guys need to calm down. It's kind of being marketed as a healthy alternative to sodas. It's lower in calories, lower in sugar, and they introduce ingredients that would be considered like functional ingredients. So prebiotic fibers, ingredients that are supposed to promote gut health. So how I'm going to review this is based on a few things. Number one, their marketing and packaging, the accessibility of this product, the cost of this product, the flavor, and then basically my overall thoughts at the end. Is there anything to these health claims? Is there actually research? And is this product worth it? So I give their marketing and their packaging a 4.5 out of 5. These cans, I mean, look at it. It's just cute, you guys. It's just pretty, it's cute. If you go to their website, everything is just really well put together. Everything seems kind of calming and welcoming and sweet. Their marketing claims aren't the usual just pulling things out of their butt. They don't shout things at you like, no, with 100% more, bro. It's just, hey, we've got research behind this. This is good for your gut. I took off half a point because they do have a statement where it says healthy meets delicious. And if I really want to nitpick, I still don't think this is a healthy beverage. I could take a piece of cake and reduce the sugar and reduce the fat. It's still cake. It's delicious. It's a little bit better for you, maybe. I would never call a healthier version of a cake healthy, if that makes sense. Cost. I gave them a 1 out of 5 for cost. A 12-ounce can is $2.59. That is very expensive for a soda. If you buy a 24-pack of Coke at Walmart, it is 35 cents a can. In a vending machine, it's like what, a buck 50? Why I'm putting such a low number on the cost is not just because it's a $2.60 drink, because honestly, there's kombucha that's more expensive or equal to that. But when I get into their mission statement and the accessibility portion, you'll understand why I gave them such a low rating. So for accessibility, I gave them originally a 3 out of 5. They're a new company. I don't expect them to instantly be in all the stores, but they are only available in stores like Whole Foods, Sprouts. If you have a Safeway, apparently they're in some Safeway stores. They're in some Kroger stores, I believe, which means these aren't very accessible to people who either don't have a Whole Foods or a Sprouts. It's not as accessible as Coke, Pepsi, sodas like that. I took another point off though for accessibility because again, the cost. Their mission statement is basically to provide a healthier version of soda for people. The cost alone is not going to help them meet that goal. The majority of people who drink sodas, people of lower income, people who are possibly food insecure, people on SNAP, and teenagers. People who do not have a lot of money and are drinking sodas are not going to go from their 35-cent to $1 soda habit and double that cost per soda. And teenagers couldn't care less about the health of their microbiome. The people I'm going to guess who are buying these sodas are higher income levels who probably aren't drinking a lot of soda anyway, think that they'll be doing something good for their body, so they have no problem throwing down almost $40 for a 12-pack of these guys. So how does it taste? Let's get into this. So the flavor that I picked was vintage cola because I was like, you know, they're trying to replace soda, so why not pick the one that's supposed to taste like soda? But they do come in all kinds of different flavors. They got a cute little label here that says plant-powered microbiome approved. So cute. I'm such a sucker for cute stuff. Let's try this. Okay. My fluids when I was younger would only come from soda, but I think in the last 5 to 10 years, I have had one soda. So take my review with a grain of salt. It immediately smelled like a soda to me, and it tastes like a soda. There is a kind of slightly weird aftertaste that I'm tasting. I bet I know what that is. Yep, it's what I thought. We'll talk about the ingredient in a sec. Overall, I would say if you were somebody who could afford to get this soda and you were trying to get yourself off of the Coke habit, this to me tastes like a soda. So yeah, that's pretty great. I would say flavor, I'd say a 4 out of 5, taking off a point for that kind of bizarre aftertaste. So let's talk about the composition of this Olipop soda. One 12-ounce can is 35 calories. It has only 2 grams of sugar in it and 9 frippin' grams of dietary fiber. Let me read you off these ingredients. And let me say that everything I'm reading to you is an extract. It is not like they're grinding up chicory root and putting it in here. They're extracting inulin fiber from it and putting it in here. So the number 1 ingredient, purified water. And then it's Ollie Smart. Now, when there's something like that, that means that this is something the company created. There is chicory root, Jerusalem artichoke, kudzu, I think it's kudzu root, cassava fiber, cassava syrup, marshmallow root. Okay, so let's talk about those first. Chicory, Jerusalem, all of those, what they're taking from those foods are inulin fiber. That is the prebiotic element. And that is an ingredient where there is a lot of research behind it, regulating blood sugar to aiding in constipation, to increasing amounts of good bacteria in your gut. They have kudzu root, cassava fiber. These are like resistant starches, makes it through without being digested and therefore feeds beneficial bacteria in your gut. Slippery elm bark, Nepal, I think cactus, calendula flower. They have these almost slippery mucus-like kind of texture to it that can help heal and coat your intestinal tract. Calendula has actually been used for like wounds and stuff. Organic cola flavor extract. Stevia. Now that was the flavor I was tasting earlier. I personally can't stand stevia. This is how they're keeping the sugar content low. Little pink rock salt, cassia cinnamon, dairy-free caramel essence, vanilla bean essence, alpha galangal root, green tea caffeine, practically everything except for the salt and the cinnamon. They're all extracts. That's why they can keep them in a liquid form. My issue with extracts is always that you are taking something from a perfectly balanced food and you're isolating an ingredient and we're not really sure what that means or what the benefit is or how much we should have. But there are certain extracts where there are good benefits, so it's tricky. Take that as you will. I am talking so much. What worries me about these ingredients? The 9 grams of fiber in a drink. If you are somebody who drinks a lot of soda, chances are you are somebody who does not eat a lot of fiber. And if you suddenly go from 0 to 60 on your fiber intake, you will toot yourself to the moon. It'll be crippling, painful, cramping. Inulin is a fructan. And what is a fructan? It's a carbohydrate that has a bunch of fructose molecules strung together. It's one of the main causes of pain, cramping, diarrhea, constipation in people who have FODMAPs issues. If I'm just looking at this from an ingredient perspective and like calories and sugar and everything, it's not that bad. It actually, very low in calories, very low in sugar. It is 35 calories for a 12-ounce drink as opposed to like 150 or more. And it's 2 grams of sugar versus, God, what is it? Like 35, 40 grams of sugar for regular soda. I am going to drink this drink, and I'm going to force myself to drink all of it because I'm doing this for science, y'all. I'm doing this for you guys. I want to see if I get crippling horrible pain because I'm pretty sure this drink is going to hurt me. And I hope y'all know how much I care about you, that I would do that for you. I'm already feeling weird, just kind of achy. It's not like painful cramping, but just achy. It doesn't feel good. I don't like the way I feel right now. Pretty sure it's because I just drank 9 grams of prebiotic fiber. And just so you know, I'm somebody who eats a lot of fiber. So we'll see how things go. The things I do for you guys, Jesus. I am pleased to say that I was wrong about what I thought would happen to me, although that's not to say it wouldn't happen to other people who maybe aren't used to taking in large amounts of fiber. That initial feeling I had that was kind of achy and just weird, it really honestly didn't feel good. Just that short amount of time, it was maybe an hour or two that I felt that way, would be enough to make me personally not drink that soda anymore. But after that, it pretty much went away and I didn't end up having any crippling, crazy pain. Everything was okay. Yeah, that's my Olipop update. No crippling, tootin' to the moon for this gal. Now about 9 o'clock and about an hour ago, the toot started. I will say it's still not bad. It's not like crampy or anything, but it is continuous. Let's just say I'm very glad I'm a single gal and the only one who has to deal with me is her. Yeah, I guess that's what I get for mocking fate and saying that I wasn't gonna have an issue. Maybe though, as my body would get used to it, it would become less frequent. I found out that it's recommended that inulin supplementation should be started at around 1 to 2 grams per day and then worked up as you go because of the fact that it can cause tutti frutti. Starting at 9 grams a day, probably not a good idea. What I would probably recommend if you're gonna be drinking this soda is maybe drink a quarter to a half of it and see how you feel and then adjust how much you're drinking. Wish me luck, everybody. Say goodnight to Keithers. Oh. What are my final thoughts about this Olipop drink? So I rated this an 11.5 out of 20. I like their mission statement. I do believe in meeting people where they are. And if people are drinking soda, I do think that it's a baby step to kind of try to make what they're already doing a little bit better. I like the fact that the ingredients that they use are actually backed by research. With any type of research, some things are inconsistent, but inulin itself does have a pretty large amount of research behind it. Things like the marshmallow root and slippery elm bark, they also have some research behind them, although not as much as the inulin. There's nothing that stands out at me like, what the heck is that? And I will say that the majority of the research that I've seen with inulin, usually people only saw benefits around 10 to 15 or more grams a day. This drink has 9 grams, which is pretty close to that, but I don't think all of the 9 grams of fiber in here comes specifically from inulin. Number one, the cost. People who need to be getting off of the soda and drinking an alternative and helping their guts are most likely going to be the people who can't afford this drink or don't have access to Whole Foods anyway or a Sprouts. I don't think that it's going to benefit the people who it should be benefiting. They'll probably never be able to make a soda as cheap as Coca-Cola or Pepsi. Those guys are like 52% of all soda sales in the entire world. They can afford to sell their product super cheap. The ingredients that they use are just crap, let's be honest. And Olipop is a totally new company who is using ingredients that are probably way more costly than what Coca-Cola and Pepsi use. Unfortunately, that keeps them from hitting their mission. And it's still a liquid beverage where you're delivering a bunch of stuff to your body immediately. Your body doesn't have to digest it in any way, shape, or form. The more a food gets processed and the less your body has to do to digest it, research has shown it's not as good for you. So basically, I would not say this is a healthy soda. I would say it's a better alternative, possibly, but not in cost. God, I can't believe I've been talking this long. With regards to the ingredients, there are so many cheaper, more accessible ways to get prebiotic fiber into your body that also come with all the wonderful nutrients and, antioxidants and plant compounds that are in those foods naturally. So why not eat the whole food and get what you're getting in that extract on top of getting in all these other beneficial nutrients. Foods that are naturally high in inulin, specifically, that are cheap as hell and in every grocery store: garlic, onions, leeks, beans, bananas, and whole grains. So why not eat those foods? They're all cheap, friends, except maybe the whole grains. And you would be saving yourself so much money by eating those foods on a daily basis as opposed to drinking this drink. Another thing that I don't like about this drink is the fact that there's 9 grams possibly of fibers that could cause super pain, cramping, diarrhea, all kinds of stuff in specific populations. If you are somebody who has a FODMAP issue, you do not want to go near this drink. Trust me, 100%. People who are allergic to ragweed tend to also have an allergy to chicory, which is where inulin is extracted from. Keep that in mind if you're somebody who has a ragweed allergy. Wrapping up, I would say if you're somebody who has money and you're generally healthy and you don't have a FODMAP issue and you just want to have kind of something sweet to drink once in a while because you're trying to kick the soda habit or whatever, and you also are interested in possibly putting some good prebiotic foods in your gut that'll feed your little bacterias, I say go for it if you can afford it. There's nothing in here that's a red flag for me, mainly. But overall, I would say, why bother? Drink some water, drink some sparkling water with some fruit in it, and eat beans, eat bananas, eat onions. If you have had Olipop and you have thoughts about it, definitely leave your thoughts below. And if you have any other ideas for products that you would like to see reviewed by me from a dietitian perspective, definitely leave them in the comments below. Bye.